right. All right. Here we are, Ditch Digger CEO. We've got another awesome entrepreneur on board today to talk about his passion for entrepreneurship, his passion for his home country, India, his passion for this great country, America. And Rupesh, welcome to Ditch Digger CEO today. Thank you for coming on board.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gary and Chris, for having me. I really appreciate it.
We have one more host. My nephew is also on. Rupesh, meet Joey, my nephew, because he's a young entrepreneur, and I like Joey to ask questions too. Joey, say hi to Rupesh.
Hi, Rupesh. Hello, Joy. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
So, Rupesh, let's start with we like to talk about it. You know, I love my country, America. Actually, I love India too. I was in India for over a month at Bangalore, and I've got many friends there in India, and some are Hindu, some are Muslim. What I love about India is there's a melting pot of a few different great faiths, but the faiths there are one of very loving. I never experienced so much love, in my opinion, from a whole city. When I met people that were very poor or very rich, it didn't matter. I can't explain the compassion that I felt in the city of Bangalore. I was there for over 45 days. So and I never knew why I have a handful of very close friends of mine that are Indian entrepreneurs and CEOs of companies that they started, but I never really understand why I meshed with them so fast and got to be friends so fast, right? But but when you learn about the different faiths, right? Most of my friends are Hindu that are from India, but I it's very 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 loving people overall, in my opinion. So people are going to see that when they listen to you as well. I can tell. So Rupesh, welcome and thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you came from originally. How do you have this idea of a business that you want to start and grow and start with kind of your background and your upbringing.
Sure. I'd love to, would love to talk about it. So, I'm fortunate to be where I am today, and thankful to this great country of America, and I'm American citizen as of today. So, I'm proud, very, very proud citizen. So I grew up in India. I wouldn't I was just about the poverty. I was just above or about at the poverty line, and I needed scholarship to study my engineering. So I did a bachelor's degree from India. At the age 21, gosh, that seems like more than half of my age. So at that time, I moved to US, and I came here to do masters in chemical engineering. And I did from Texas A&M. That probably was one of the life-changing moments of my life. Thank you very much to America. And I was given a scholarship. Imagine you're getting paid to study in USA. What can get better? So I was I was very, very fortunate. Did my master's with 4.0 GPA, and then I did go to, I worked for a corporate job for 8 years. I worked for a company at that time was known as a Simulation Sciences, S4 Simulation Sciences. So through mergers and acquisition, ultimately they became part of Schneider Electric. And also, that was my first job, which lasted for about 7 years. And then I resigned from that job in California and moved to Texas to work for a company called Aspen Technology. So all along, I was a chemical engineer developing and implementing the software to be used by chemical engineers. So I need to have a knowledge of chemical engineering and of computer science. And that kind of created this unique blend of my professional career. While I'm working, I realized, I was looking to buy a book online, a textbook, and I stumbled upon a book that it was not even a textbook. It was this small size kids book, like the kids storybook of an early age that was being sold on eBay for like some 30, 40 odd dollars. And it was pre-sold on Amazon for $1,600. Yes, from $30 to pre-sold for $1,600. And gosh, I got it. I jumped with both hands, had my first successful transaction, and that from there on, I sort of did my best to scale up where we are today. And
Okay, tell me about. Okay, tell me what year was this? And you moved to Texas, and you had, like you're saying, you had a computer science experience and chemical. You had the chemical engineering degree and computer science, and you moved to Texas. What year? And tell me about how this opportunity happened.
sure. Good catch. So 2007 was a year of turnaround. That is when I moved to Texas. That is when I was looking to buy a book. I was looking at a textbook. This was a accidental discovery, so to speak, that I realized that, hey, like this is an easy money. Okay. And so that is when I purchased that book and sold it immediately for lot more than I purchased it for. That was 2007.
Okay, how'd you sell it for more than you purchased for? I don't understand that transaction. Tell me about that.
Okay, so at that time, the online e-commerce was still in infancy, or kind of it was developing. So Amazon did not add hundreds of millions of items that they have today. So they used to have this little option that you find something on Amazon, and chances are that nobody is selling that on Amazon. So you can actually go and say that, look, I'm willing to pay this amount if somebody is willing to sell this item to me. So
Yes.
you enter a credit card, you commit an amount, and you wait for someone to show up and willing to sell at that price. And Amazon would publish that list to seller.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, so I would download that list. This is my next phase. So I would download that list. I use some software programming of my own to search against that list on eBay. And as and when item is being sold at fraction of the price that was already sold on Amazon, my software would just alert me and I'll buy that.
Wow. Cool. And so you get that was your so then you said there's a business here, right?
Correct. So I sort of realized that, hey, this can be a good business. So for next 3 years, I did moonlighting. I was doing like reasonably well in my job. I was dedicated. I was traveling, but over the nights and weekends, I would go and work on it little bit. My family supported me in India and in United States. Both supported me to scale that up. So slowly, one bit at a time, we started scaling that business.
Okay, so explain to me like the how that process worked. The opportunity you saw, the customers that you saw, and how you could serve that. How you believe you could serve that market and make a good living.
Sure, absolutely. So, earlier reaction for the most part were like, oh, you sell books, and then like the next question, what do you do full time? So like most people thought that you cannot make living selling books. On the other hand, actually books are one of the very profitable things to sell actually. And I feel good about spreading that knowledge and accessibility. But yes, so talking about scaling of business, we started with that software and the versions of that software that we have created. We started looking for an opportunity where we can buy items for lot less on eBay and sell for lot more on Amazon. So it's that early days of creating those smart or that piece of course helped us to grow, help us to start growing. So we soon started buying maybe anywhere between 10 to 15 items a day. Slowly we scaled up to 30, 40, 50 items a day. Every single day we will get all these packages at our uh, we will open it, we will list those items, and the items started selling faster than we could buy actually. So I said, wow. So that is when I sort of realized that hey, there is a serious opportunity, and I did resign from job in 2010 finally.
But 2010, you're going full time in this, huh?
Correct. Yes.
And when you started 2010, how many books a day were you selling compared to that 10 to 15 per day? Now you're 2010 taking this jump and this leap of faith. How many were you selling at that point?
I think so. We were selling between about 50 to 100 books a day, and I used to focus on books which are between 50 to $150 range. So essentially between $5,000 to $7,000 a day was a sell. I'm annualizing over a year when because we were so focused on selling textbooks, books and primarily textbooks. So December and January were our distinct high mark or high season points when we were selling textbooks at that time.
Sure. Wow. Okay. So $5,000 to $7,000 a day already that fast. Okay. So tell us how many, tell us kind of what that looked like. How many employees, how did it, were they out of your house in your garage? Tell us about that. And then just tell us where you are today, just a glimpse of that. And then we can go back and talk about how it happened. Okay.
Sure. Sounds like a plan. Thank you. This is my favorite story to share. And I certainly hope that lot of, I certainly hope I can inspire you. So at that time, we were quite new to it. So first, we were living in apartment. We started storing books in our closet, and so and then
Perfect closet.
yeah, and pretty soon closet couldn't stand that weight of heavy book. So we broke it. It came down. Okay. And that time I was like even kind of feeling little shy to speak about being entrepreneur. So even when our friends would come over, we would actually move all the items from closet into our trunk of a car. Okay, and when we leave, we'll bring it back.
That's funny. Okay, so not so from there to let's say 20 or 12 years later, right? 13 years later, what does it look like today? How big is that closet today?
Quite big. So we have two distinct component to our business. One is what I call physical logistics item aspect to it, where we have our own warehouse of like almost 30,000 square feet in Texas. But that's a tiny fraction of overall what we do. We have partners, what we call 3PL logistic partners, in terms of who can receive our item, store it, and ship it after as and when we sell. So we have many relations on West Coast, US Central, and on the East Coast. So all and of course our own warehouse in south of United States. So we have our inventory spread all across US and in many Amazon. And so this is the physical logistic item aspect of it. And we have quite a few employees in United States, and we have 5 offices in India with almost 700 employees, and we have some employees throughout the world, in Japan, in Japan, Ukraine, and so on. So we have few employees / consultants around the world.
Wow. So the 30,000 square feet might be 5 or 10% of your total storage, or probably less than that, huh?
Yeah, well, less than 5%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about then what is your value proposition today, and who are your customers? Are your customers the same customers buying on Amazon, or tell us about your customers today compared to then? Tell us about your the value proposition that you deliver that keeps you on top of your industry. It keeps you growing.
Absolutely. So, our customers are broadly defined as anyone who is buying any stuff. We sell over 1 million items online. So our customers are anyone who is online shopper. If you shop on Google, Facebook, Amazon, chances are that we ever had a chance to serve you. At one point, we realized that we crossed, I think, a mark where one in every 3 household must have our item when it comes to online shopping. So we do serve a lot of customers in US. Our value and around the world as well. And our value proposition is that look, we have created this efficient system to bring you items at the best price and in the best quality. For example, because of our entire cost structure is much lower than any corporate behemoth would have. We are able to sometimes sell items at a much lower prices than others would. And not only not only compete on the cost, but we also get unique, useful items around the world and offer it to customers that they can sometimes becomes essential for their life. Sometimes it becomes, for example, just to give you an idea, some of the products we sell, one of them is this plastic red cup, which are reusable. So I'm sure most of us have used Solo Cup sometimes in a life, right? And we use Solo Cup, we throw it in trash. But what if someone can buy a plastic reusable cup that they can use over and over again for many years to come? That's one example. What are the chances that you can buy a singing ball without ever traveling to Asia? What are the chance? We own a soccer brand called Vizari. We have unique product for a girl soccer player. So we have a pink shoes, pink soccer balls, lot of those attractive things that most corporate behemoths like Nike or Adidas would not even think about adding it, or not immediately. So we serve these unique items to our customers that are usually not available, hard to find. So we fill in those gaps at a very, very competitive prices. And also, I'm proud of top-notch service that we provide to our customers, because we have a 24/7 customer service operations available, and so we don't have holidays. We work around the clock for our customers.
Wow. Okay. So 24/7, pretty much. So you guys actually own like a soccer ball brand? I mean, when you find opportunity, you can actually buy a brand yourself, right? And market and sell it across the globe also, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And we have been doing it. So we have acquired 11, probably tomorrow it will be 12 brands that we would acquire. And so 12 brands, out of those, 9 brands are from United States, 1 from Canada, and 2 from India. So we and every single time when we step on a opportunity to acquire a great brand, we would be happy to acquire the whole business and invest into it.
Okay, so originally it was all books. What percentage is books now? And what percentage is the rest of the market? And is there any other dominant products that, like, maybe books are 10%? Is there other dominant markets that you serve that are more than 5 or 10%?
Yeah. So books are now less than 5% of of our overall sales. So we have grown much beyond books. Our top categories are okay. Our top categories are party supplies, furniture, electronics, pet products, and so on. So we do sell quite a bit in those areas.
Well, okay. And it's probably always changing a little bit depending on the year, depending on the market, right? I mean, nothing's consistent, I'm sure, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about how much party supplies we were selling during time of COVID. I'm being little sarcastic. So, like during COVID, our party supply business went from like being one of the top 1 or 2 sellers on Amazon to like almost zero volume. Like nobody wanted that. Nobody was doing party at that time. So yeah, it's constantly changing. Your point.
Did your whole business get hurt through COVID or not? I mean, did it balance out?
Actually, we did balance out quite a bit. Fortunately, we are spread across multiple item types and categories. So while few things took a nosedive, there are few things which skyrocketed, and that kind of balanced us out.
That's me. Okay, so let's talk about your revenues the first year with a couple employees, or no, or just you and your wife. We'll tell me about that, and then employees and revenues today.
Okay, so obviously we started from zero. I think first year probably we didn't even do $300,000. I'll have to check it. Good pointer. So I'll have to check it. But I think we did less than 300,000 in the first year. But right now, I mean, when we closed 2022, we closed at $160+ million in top line, and that's our revenue today.
What, 160 million top line?
160, yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good growth. That's anybody would love to bet on that growth, or actually be part of that growth, right? So. And today, who are your stockholders? Are you a major stockholder, or CEO and a majority owner? Tell us about the breakdown of ownership and how that's worked out from the beginning to today.
So fortunately, the way we have grown business in a very balanced way, we are still a bootstrap. We have not taken we have not taken any investment from any investors yet, because we were cash flow positive all along. And so even when investors wanted to walk in, just intuitively we said no at that time. And of course we thanked them. We did thank them. So we are still bootstrapped. Majority of equity is owned by me and my family. But the best part, which I'm actually very proud of, is that we have given some of the equity to our employees. So when we grow from where we are to where we want to be, we want each one of them to benefit from that upward trajectory of the company growth.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you know what? When you can have your key people be part of the equity and be part of that growth, it's the best, right? And,
yes.
And hopefully you get, it's always a challenge. And we find that if you build the right culture, almost everybody in the organization can feel ownership, right? If they're paid well and they get good benefits and you love your teammates, right? They're going to love the business back to a certain extent. But then when you're able to give some equity, or they can earn some equity, it's a different level for sure, right? They feel more ownership, of course. They feel more engaged, and usually you don't have to ask them to work a few extra hours. You don't have to ask them to pick up that phone call on a weekend or whatever, right? So that's awesome.
See, look, I've seen the life in full spectrum, so to speak, especially on an economic scale. And that's when what I feel about it is that, look, I mean, I always tell them that, look, you're so highly talented that what the compensation that any company, including us, will give you on a daily basis will just be good enough for your routine expenses. How do you build wealth for your lifetime? And so that is where this ESOP comes in. And I've seen some of the incredible success story. Just 2 days ago, I met a gentleman. He joined company, another company, not us. He joined company. He was given this ESOP, a small equity from the company at $1 a share, and now the value of that share in open market is more than $20. So in these 4 years, he went from 1 to 20. Imagine someone having even like 100 or $200,000 worth of those small equity. It will
That's two to $4 million. Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, so that's a story. And look, I mean, another thing I strongly feel, and I've experienced it, that I feel that you are only as successful as you make other people successful, especially around you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that is my motto. I want to see people around me successful, happy, and I'm sure that they will give me more than I deserve.
Absolutely. All right. If you love seeing other people succeed, then they're gonna love to see you succeed and help you get there. They're gonna help them get there too. It's a win-win, right? And I believe it's so important. You're building incredible enterprise value, right? That you may never sell, or maybe it's the next generation that sells. Who knows, right? But every day you're building enterprise value by surrounding yourself with leaders that not only make you look good, but could stomach the load if you go on vacation or you get hit by a bus, right? I mean, when I look at the value of our businesses, and if you don't have a number 2, number 3, and people that are able to continue to carry on, your business doesn't have a lot of value, does it?
Exactly. No, I mean, like, and that is what our idea is, to build amazing, strong team on the top that can, the business can survive, sustain, and thrive beyond me. I always encourage everybody in my team that, look, I mean, think of it as just, succession planning is a must. And I mean, with the way, the way I travel, the way I live, I mean, say I'm not a very conservative guy, as you can say, right? I mean, I love living little bit on the edge. So yeah, I mean, I would love to see that this enterprise actually grows, survives, and thrives beyond me. So very well said about succession planning. It is a must.
It is. Do you have any family members? Do you have children?
Oh yes, I'm proud to be proud father of 3 boys, 9, 10, and 13. And they keep me and my wife very busy. And
Do they hang around the business with you? They like what you do at work or what?
well, they like hanging around more than I would like them to be around. So right now I'm kind of I give them a soft like, go focus on your play and whatever. I mean, like, I play with them, but they are interested. I mean, like, when my youngest one is kind of being punished by teacher for selling rocks to his friends, I was like, wow, should I be proud of it or should I punish him?
Be proud of him. I mean, golly, yeah. If you could start doing business in grade school, selling and marketing it up because you're delivering a service, or you're able to do anything like that in grade school, be proud of it, because your mind is already thinking about being an entrepreneur. He watches you every day, and he says, I want to be like my dad, and it's a beautiful thing. As America is it's not a common thing to be able to build like we build businesses in America and be rewarded for it. I mean, innovation happens in America more than any other country in the world, as you know, because when you innovate, you take risk, you innovate, and you're rewarded for that. And that's the reason American entrepreneurs like you, like me, hopefully, right? We solve problems and we create successful enterprises, right? But every country's not like that, right? As much as I love so many other countries, no other country gives the opportunity that we have here in America.
Oh, by all means. And I would love to reiterate, I'm a proud American. I truly honestly believe that for me, India is my mother country, America is a father country. It has taught me so much, gave me so much in terms of teaching, professionalism, innovativeness, openness, like accepting other culture. Gosh, I am in awe of what we are today. And this is what makes a great country. No wonder there are very, very few countries that comes even close to what America is today. Because
no way.
The acceptance, the openness, innovativeness, hard work, reward is just to a next level. And thanks. Yes, I'm very proud of where we are today and grateful for great country of America.
Well, I want to get you information on my organization I was part of starting 12 years ago. It's called Job Creators Network. It's all about entrepreneurs and champions of free enterprise like you, right? And I stand together and we fight bad regulations against small business and innovation, right? We've done some amazing things over the years, but I just joined the board again because I want to make a difference. I want to make sure that we protect this free enterprise system so that our grandkids, right? Your kids, our grandkids can experience the same dream if they work hard, right? And so that's something that I'll tell you about off the line if you want. I'll give you the information. But JCN, Job Creators Network, is doing amazing things for our country to protect our free enterprise system more than NFIB or anybody. And I know you're a member of YPO too, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I'm super happy member of EO and YPO.
All right.
Yes. Love it. I'm a part of a local Houston chapter on EO side. On YPO side, I'm a part of Global One chapter. And again, this is a great American innovation. Both the organization came out of America and doing such a amazing services, encouraging entrepreneurship around the world. And I've seen that firsthand. I've seen how much helpful they are building partnership between a local government and a business, like helping each other out. These are great. One more time, super good innovation. Not necessarily for financial. These are all 501c3, but these are not financial. For-profit organization, but they are doing a super good service.
They sure are. Again, being a part of YPO and EO, right, gives us a network of leaders that are also leading, and we can share experiences, right? Share experiences like you and I are doing right now that make our brains work harder to solve problems, right? If I can call 50 different friends instead of one to solve a problem, I'm probably going to solve that problem, right? and networks like YPO and EO give you the ability to have many relationships with people that you trust, that trust you, okay, that will help you solve problems that you wouldn't have otherwise. And that's the great part of networking and American entrepreneurship is, we're in it together. And if you realize YPO, it's like 35,000 members, but about 2/3 of those members, maybe 75% of them are in America. And it's because we've got a lot more entrepreneurs here. We have a lot more rewards for entrepreneurs here, right?
Absolutely. And Gary, I'm sure you must have heard this in being in YPO, that if YPO were a country, they would be number 3 economy in the world.
I know. I read that. It's crazy, right? And that's why, we need to use YPO to stand together to solve problems and also fight good causes, right? And unfortunately, there's a lot of YPOers. I mean, I've got so many friends in YPO. I'm so blessed, right? But a lot of my friends don't really understand the correlation of America, the battle and the battle that America has had to stay this free country and to keep and hopefully bring more freedom to other countries. And that same freedom is what allows us to do what we do as entrepreneurs, right? And a lot of CEOs that I know, they're my friends, don't know that there's no other country like this in the world. And we need to continue to actually protect that, because we can enjoy this all day long, but if we don't protect it, we're not respecting it very well, right?
By all means, Gary. I mean, on a side note, apart from business, travel is my passion. I've been to more than 80 countries for business and leisure. Yes, Gary.
Wow.
But
okay, what is one country that you would say respects entrepreneurship and free enterprise close to America? What's one country that you see that's trying to be like America, let's say?
I would say Australia is probably the closest.
Okay.
I mean, based on, I got friends who are my former college mates who are in Australia. Probably Australia, I would say, is the closest when it comes to free. But of course, I mean, when I say closest, it's a distant second to me. But yes, I mean, that would be my take on it.
Australia.
Yes.
Okay. And and what country do you feel is what country have you enjoyed visiting the most for whatever reasons?
I would say Iceland. No,
Iceland
with a lot of real beautiful nature, just incredible. And it's just amazing. I mean, one of the it's just that trivia, but in Iceland they have more availability of hot water than cold water. So to make a normal room temperature water, they actually bring the cold water in so that they cool down the water. So
wow. Is it true that Iceland? I mean, I think about Iceland as a cold, icy, dark place because, like the name, okay. But yet Greenland is more of that, right? And Iceland is more of what you would think Greenland is. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
I've never been there.
Yes,
I'm gonna check that out someday in my lifetime. Okay, so when you think about the core values that you would tell any young entrepreneur to think about as they lead people, right? For you to grow from nothing to 700 people, your teammates, your employees, and your customers and your vendors had to see some things in you for you to gain their trust, to want to serve your same customers, right? Or your customers want to do business with you. What are some core values you would say have been your top core values that you believe your business and your culture have that provide the direction and the culture?
Sure, Gary, would love to. So, I would say that, I think what I've learned is there is no alternative to being honesty and hard work. I mean, those are the two top culture. Even though it may sound like a cliche, but it is as important and as fashionable as it was ever before. So be honest, be willing to give more than 150% in anything you do. I mean, even when we work with vendor, we tell them we are quite an open book to share that kind of profits we make, the kind of marketing we do. I mean, they are impressed. They understand our pain. They understand why they work with us. So I think those are some of the core values. And in a very similar way, when I'm dealing with my team members, I still don't. Somehow I always use team member more than I use for employees. Somewhere I want them to believe in our vision, and they do believe. They, I mean, when I speak from my heart, I kind of tell them, show them the vision, and look, we have done a lot of things, like multinational companies. We have gone even above and beyond to take care of them, because we truly care for people. We truly value people more than anything else. Relationships are quite critical to our success. No matter the amount. I mean, even today, when you hear left and right, I mean, we have never ever fired someone for a financial reasons. We have always. I mean, yeah. I mean, we are still hiring. We were hiring during COVID times. We were hiring even now. So if somebody is willing to work with us, we would give them everything they deserve and probably little more. So I mean, yeah. So coming back to core values, be honest, hardworking, bias for action, or like, I mean, even like, I mean, just you see, anything without action is just a plan or a dream, which may not never come happen. So that is very, very important for us. Another one I've realized as we grow the team is I use what greater good. So a lot of time I take a back step. I say sorry more often than I should. But I always am thinking about greater good. That if me doing something is a good for other 50 people around me, why not? So we think on those lines. And one of the, I mean, this is like now in my late 40s, what I've realized is that like, I mean, this is our one of the core values of the company, stands for you only live once and have fun. So we truly believe that, look, I mean, work, relationship, everything is very, very important. But look, this day is not coming back. And that is the one value that I feel very much aligned to. And my company are probably one of the most popular core values that we have is YOLO. And I'm glad.
I love it.
Sorry?
I love it. Yeah, you only live once. Have fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And again, and when people have fun working in your organization, working in your culture,
Right.
beautiful thing, because you're providing an opportunity and culture that people love being part of. And again, life is short. You see so many. I've seen my closest person in my life pass away, and you see your friends, and we're all have health issues sometimes and things, right? And life is very short. So yeah, I like it. If you focus on that with your team, right? You only live once. Have fun. They're not having fun, maybe they're not fit but let's find something, help them find something that they'll love even outside your own business, right? Because if you're in your organization, they're not having fun, they're probably not having fun, and they're causing other people not to have fun, right? So I love that. It's a simple thing. You only live once, so have fun. If that's your, tell me about your vision before we end here. I want to talk about, what did you see when you started this? Did you see a vision to get to 700 employees and 160 million revenues within 12, 13 years? Did you see that originally? Tell me about the vision you had back then. And then how did you carry that vision on to those first few employees you hired?
Yeah. So I'm not okay. 2010, 11, I was still kind of in this figuring out phase. But eventually it kind of became clear that we can be a sizable company in terms of top line, in terms of employment opportunities and so on. Only if we serve our existing stakeholders, be it customers or our vendors well. So yes, we had a vision. We started, I mean, we had a 5-year plan and then another 5-year plan and so on. So we started executing like one piece at a time. Yes, sometimes we were happily surprised to see growth more than we had hoped for. And sometimes actually we had we did not get to the growth, but overall we were moving quite steadily. And so yes, vision was there. And even now, sorry, I think you asked about future vision. We want
So think about that. So think about it. It sounds like you do like I do. We do 1, 3, 5-year visions, right? We built strategy around the vision. We meet, we talk about the expectation of the vision. It starts with the CEO or the leader working with the team that of people that are visionaries more, right? And then we bring the operations team together and we say, is this possible? Is this too much? Tell us where our blind spots are, right? So what do you do for that? And when you look 5 years out right now, where do you see this great organization going 5 years out? And who do you share that with so that they're pulling with you in the same direction?
Oh, absolutely. So, see, our vision is to, look, at a company level, our vision is to become a $1 billion top line revenue enterprise in 5 years. For me, that is something that I can define in one line and can pull everyone together with me. But more importantly, when that happens, maybe in 4 years, maybe in 5 years, but when that happens, what I'm expecting, anticipating, and projecting, that the lowest level of our employee cadre, who is just okay, I don't know better word, but it's called office boy in India. The lowest person, like someone who is just under or
Starting out.
poverty line, will have enough of money, like probably 150,000 equivalent dollar to their name at that time when that company happens. So everybody would become a like over and above average middle class at that time. So I want to pull that vision. Imagine that. I truly wake every day up and I think that, look, I have this fortunate God-given opportunity to make 700 families better. Okay. And
Beautiful.
that is what I'm most excited about. At one point, look, to me, personal wealth will become just one more number. And it's not going to make any difference in my life. But I want to see that, because I've seen a difference it made in my life when someone very like that I respect a lot gave me a little bit of money, but that changed my life. So sometimes you make that difference, and that is most important for me, that I have this shot at making a difference in 700, maybe 1,000 families at that time. And that is the positive vision that I'm working on.
Rupesh, you're a servant leader, and that's great servant leaders are what make the world turn, right? And create great businesses and enterprises, because people want to work in an organization where the leader is a servant leader like you, who, hey, yeah, they're gonna see your success and your wealth, but they know that you're a guy that's going to serve them as much as they serve you. In the long run, your success is going to translate to their success. And the thing about that, if you're going to grow that big, you're probably going to need a few thousand employees, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 employees to get to $1 billion in revenues, right?
Yes.
So think about that. So your newest teammates, right? The most entry level teammates to be automatic, worth that kind of money is unbelievable. It's awesome. And that's a beautiful vision that many people are going to buy into. So, especially those leaders that you have right now that are helping you create this value, they know that they're going to be treated amazing, and they'll be very wealthy people by helping you be part of this team. So that's cool as can be, and I love it.
Thank you.
I want to get Joey. Joey, do you have any questions for our friend here? You got a great entrepreneur, and you're a young entrepreneur. You want to be an entrepreneur like this all-star. What's your questions, Joey? Any?
Yes. Hi, Rupesh. I just wanted to say your story is amazing, especially as myself coming from a foreign country that was heavily like a third world country. It's great to hear that, you came from a background and you've built a business. And I wanted to know who were the most important mentors in your life?
Sure, Joey. Thank you for that very thoughtful question. I derive a lot of energy from what I call the energy and inspiration from what I called my immediate circle. I mean, of course I love reading stories of successful people, what got them to be successful. Uh, but when rubber meets the road, so knowing, I mean, like as I mentioned that I was. I grew up below poverty line, and then when I needed to even just to apply in United States, right? I mean, I can get a scholarship only when I apply to universities. For application fee, I have had a mentor, a great a great personality who was in my social circle at that time. Unfortunately, is no more. So he gave me this what I called seed money to start money just to apply, and he believed in me. So that is that one mentorship. And he mentored me all along on the right decisions. So I would say that yes, he was my maybe 5-10 steps distant uncle, but he helped me. Is I would refer him as Mr. MM. And other than there are public figures. And then when I came to university, I had a great professor, Dr. Robert Sir. He helped me. I mean, he not only taught the subject, but he taught me the fun, what America is all about. Okay, so I'm so thankful to him. And then at that time, we had a college coordinator, Dr. Millie Slaughter. She was an amazing person. Like literally, she took our classes to show that how to live in America, what it is all about. So every step, then I was fortunate to get my first boss, Mr. Anderson. And he was so, he taught me the value of hard work. He would be in office when when he commits to something, nothing comes in his way and commitment. So at every step of the way, I fortunately have found someone that I look forward to. And then I learned that, okay, what makes me look forward to them? And kind of cycle goes on. Just to give you an idea, not too long ago, being part of YPO, I connected with Dr. He's Prasad. He goes by Prasad, part of YPO, and he chose to give his 1 hour of time to mentor me for the changes, for the challenges that I'm pursuing. So he built the company, which is probably over $1 billion today already. Okay, so I wanted to talk to someone that have built a company of that size, and I reached out to him, and he graciously agreed. So all along, I found sorry to be little verbose with this answer, but this is a amazing question. Just yesterday, I was at one of the gala function, and I met someone named Mr. Goradia. Okay, mark this name. Now, this Mr. Goradia is a self-made billionaire in Houston. In 2014, he gave a speech that I went to, and I wrote down 10 points that he covered in the speech. And every week, I keep it on my auto reminder. I read that just 10 points, okay, little snippet of words. I read it every week. And when I met him yesterday, I showed him that, look, in 8 years, what a difference you have made. And he was like, oh my God, right? So I have some mentors. I have a lot of mentors.
And that's awesome, Ed. And you appreciate that, and continue. You and I, as we get older, continue to seek out mentorship, right? Because there's many things we're never going to know. But when we want to do things, we want to grow our business, we want to take care of our family, we want to do great vacations, right? When you have mentors that you can reach out to, and they can share experiences, trusted experiences, there's nothing better than that, right? And it's not that difficult. When you have a network of friends, it's really easy, right? So that's really that. I'm sure that he loved that you came up to him and said that to him, because that's what I want to be. That's what I think you want to be. We want to be people that when we leave this world, the world is a better place because of us, right? Because we shared our experiences, good or bad, to help somebody else get better, right?
Absolutely. And on that note, I know that it's not part of your question, but be it anyone you or I mean, I'm really happy to take mentor anyone or just give an advice, whatever I do experience share, rather that's the right word, give an experience share with anyone. So a lot of time I in turn have helped out a lot of people. I mean, fortunate, like they consider me to seek advice, worth seeking advice from. So I have helped education causes. I have mentor young entrepreneur. So this just out there. Like, I mean, it's my time to give back. I've taken enough, and I'll be happy to do it. Like, just it's a public announcement out there. Anyone?
Well, hey, you better watch out. Joey is not afraid to call you. Okay, my nephew is not afraid to call you. Just so you know.
Absolutely, anytime, Joey.
What was the 10 things that guy that you wrote down that guy shared as advice that you wrote down?
Oh my, you will make him famous. Okay, but let me read out that to you. So his grandson actually reached out to me and say, hey, can you share those values with me? And I said, yeah, with my pleasure. So I wish I can share my screen, but it's right here. So the first one is go extra mile. Second is very few things in life are black and white. Black or white. Third one is everything in life is opportunity, not a problem. Fourth is common sense is not that common. Fifth is keep things simple. Sixth is look beyond the obvious. Seventh is whatever you do, do with passion. Eighth is don't let money be your only motive. Ninth is don't be afraid to make mistakes. And the 10th one, my most favorite, is no guts, no glory.
Wow. That's amazing.
Okay, so what we do is we're out to seek out and find basically the laws of success from everybody we interview. And there's a book called The Laws of Success that I based this on, that was written after the turn of the century, the last century. Anyway, so what you just gave us were some nuggets of laws of success that you believe were things that you followed, and this gentleman before you followed. Could tell me? I want actually, Chris, tell us what you picked up so far. So at the end of our podcast, always we like Chris to come in with the things that he picked up on the laws of success that he found, that he believes that you shared with us. I know these 10 will be a big part of that. So, Rupesh, thanks for that. And Chris, go ahead and give us those what you feel were the other nuggets, the other laws of success that we found in this podcast.
Yeah, awesome. Rupesh, that was super inspiring. Thank you so much for sharing your time. Lived an incredible life, and it just seems to keep getting more incredible. So really, really excited for everyone to hear this. So you're only as successful as you make the people around you. I think if you just focused on that, you would achieve incredible success, not even worried about your own success. If you can call 50 people to solve a problem instead of just one, you're probably going to solve that problem. So the, YPO and EO, those are hugely beneficial groups. There's no alternative to honesty and hard work. I think that we, see the Instagram version of people's success, and we're like, oh man, they just woke up and they were like this, but anyone who got there legitimately didn't do it without honesty and hard work. And any plan without action is just a dream. I think that really puts success in perspective. And bootstrapping, working nights and weekends can in fact deliver a 700 plus employee $180 million business. You're living proof of that, Rupesh. So, that's amazing. That's something, we're all striving for, and that you've done it. So thank you for sharing your time with us.
Hey, Rupesh, you're awesome. Rupesh, you're awesome. Thank you so much. And it's funny because we're in this, my paving companies right now. I've got a vision and a strategy to go to $1 billion brand within 7 years. So I'm going to be a little slower than you, okay? But we're my paving companies. I have 5 of them. They're the same size as you are, revenues wise, right? I have another 7 companies outside that are smaller companies, right? That we own and operate. But my goal is for my paving businesses to be the first commercial paving company that becomes $1 billion brand, right? And I'm saying it every day. I'm going through the vision in my head, and I have friends of mine that I trust that are basically throwing rocks at my plan to say, what are you gonna do about this? How are you gonna fix that, right? And that's what I like to do, right? If you're a leader like you and I, not only do you have to have the vision, but you also have to rethink the vision often and share it with people that you trust, because those people you trust will call out BS, right? They'll say, okay, Rupesh, that sounds good, but how are you going to do this? And then makes you think again, okay, well, boy, you got a good point, right? So again, I think a vision is so important, but restating that vision on a constant basis, whether you're a small business or you're mid-sized businesses like we are, right? Restating that vision so that people you trust around you are throwing darts at it, kind of, right? And as they throw darts, you're figuring out again another solution to get past the dart or the blind spot you might not have seen, right? So I love it. We continue to be friends and continue to talk about this stuff because we're on the same path. We have a very similar mindset. There's no way that a dummy like me, right, that barely made it through high school, can be successful unless I find amazing people much smarter than me to help me get there, right? And I know you're a little more educated, but you have the same exact mentality that if we don't appreciate people smarter than us or people that are going to challenge us, we're not going to get there, right? When we think we're the smartest in the room, it's not happening. So we're very similar souls. So we'll continue to talk, and I also want to invite you to look at Job Creators Network, the organization I'm now the leading board member of. I'm the finance chair of this board, but it's an organization that's grown immensely. We've solved some amazing problems in the country. We just actually sued the president of the country, Biden, and we're going to the Supreme Court fighting the student loan bailout. It's $500 billion. That $500 billion will come from somewhere. It's coming from small businesses across America to pay for people to be not accountable, for the government to pay for their loans, right? So we fought it, we won, and Biden has gone to the Supreme Court now, where we're going to beat him again. And again, we have to stand up. If we want this country to be a country that survives and stays free market focused, we got to fight for it, right? And so if you like those ideas, I'll get you a little more information on that too.
Yeah, sure. Count me in. I love supporting the causes that I believe in, and this is one that it sounds very much home run to me. That yes, I mean you need to have accountability. I mean just handing away freebies is not the way to run government, and I truly believe what you said, and I'd be happy to support you. I'd be happy to part of contributing towards the positivity of Job Creator Network. Please send me information, and would love to meet up local folks and take it from there.
You got it. I can't wait to get to know you better. You're an amazing man, and you're a great American, and I appreciate your friendship, and you're going to inspire many people that listen to our podcast. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being a guest on Ditch Digger CEO, and I can't wait to get to know you better. Thank you for everything.
Likewise, Gary. I hope to see you in person soon someday.
Absolutely, you will.
Please enjoy as well. Absolutely. Thank you. See ya.